Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today from our Islamabad studio. I'm Victoria Lane. Chief of Defense Forces and Chief of the Army Staff General Asim Munir says propaganda, fake news, and externally sponsored terrorism cannot stop Pakistan's progress. During his visit to Quetta, the Army chief met officers and troops deployed across Balochistan and reaffirmed the armed forces' commitment to eliminating terrorism in all its forms. General Asim Munir stressed that sustainable peace in Balochistan depends not only on security measures, but also on inclusive development, good governance, and a people-centric approach. He also addressed officers and faculty at the Command and Staff College, emphasizing modern warfare training, emerging technologies, and professional excellence. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has met Pakistan's designated ambassador to Iran, Imran Ahmed Siddiqui, reaffirming Islamabad's commitment to expanding bilateral cooperation with Tehran. According to the Foreign Office, Ishaq Dar highlighted the deep historical, cultural, and brotherly ties between the two neighboring countries. He stressed the importance of enhancing cooperation in trade, people-to-people exchanges, and regional collaboration. The Deputy Prime Minister also underscored Pakistan's constructive role in promoting regional peace, dialogue, and stability through close coordination and mutual understanding. Meanwhile, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Asim Iftikhar Ahmad, says the Markhor is not only a conservation subject, but also a symbol of Pakistan's resilience and national identity. Speaking at a United Nations event marking the International Day of the Markhor 2026, he highlighted Pakistan's success in reviving the species through community-led conservation and political commitment. He warned that climate change, habitat loss, and illegal hunting continue to threaten fragile mountain ecosystems, and called for stronger international cooperation. Joining us now from New York City is our correspondent Eric Westwood.
Victoria, diplomats at the United Nations say Pakistan's conservation model has received considerable attention during the International Day of the Markhor event. Officials pointed to community participation and wildlife protection measures as key reasons behind the recovery of the species in several northern regions. Pakistan also used the platform to urge greater international support for preserving biodiversity and combating climate-related environmental threats. Delegates at the event stressed that conservation efforts must remain linked with sustainable development and local economic opportunities.
Thank you, Eric, reporting from New York. In international developments, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a delay of 2 to 3 days in a planned American military strike on Iran. In a social media statement, President Trump said Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates requested the postponement amid ongoing negotiations with Tehran. He stated that Arab leaders believe a possible agreement could prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. However, President Trump warned that if diplomacy fails to deliver an acceptable outcome, U.S. forces remain prepared to launch a large-scale strike at any moment. At the same time, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has accused the United States of contradictory and excessive behavior that he says is obstructing diplomacy. Speaking during a meeting with Pakistan's Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi, Araghchi said previous breaches of commitments have deepened Tehran's mistrust of Washington. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Garibabadi also outlined proposals including sanctions relief, the release of frozen Iranian assets, and an end to maritime restrictions. Tehran further called for the withdrawal of U.S. forces from areas near Iran and an end to regional conflicts. Elsewhere, Russian President Vladimir Putin says relations between Russia and China have reached an unprecedented level. In a video message ahead of his visit to Beijing, President Putin said ties between the two countries are built on mutual trust, respect, and long-term cooperation. He noted that trade between Russia and China has now exceeded $200 billion, with most transactions conducted in national currencies. The Russian leader added that continued high-level engagement is strengthening political, economic, and strategic coordination between Moscow and Beijing. And finally, authorities in the United States are investigating a deadly shooting at a central mosque in San Diego, where 5 people, including a security guard, were killed after gunmen opened fire during prayers. Panic spread among worshippers and children inside the mosque as the attack unfolded. Police say the security guard sacrificed his life while attempting to stop the attackers and protect those inside the building. Several others were injured and taken to nearby hospitals. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, have launched a major investigation, with early findings suggesting the shooting may have been motivated by anti-Muslim hatred. Public officials across the United States have condemned the attack and called for stronger action against rising Islamophobia. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today. I'm Victoria Lane.